How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a revisited look at my friend's battle belt setup. Reason why I'm coming back to this is because his setup has changed quite a bit since I last went over it a few months ago. So I'm going to show you what's new, what's stayed the same, and just an overall revised go over. So without further ado, let's begin. The belt itself is a Vismix battle belt. These retail for around $40 to even $20 on Amazon, depending on if you get multicam or a solid color like Coyote Brown or OD Green. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be returning to my friend's battle belt setup. His setup's changed quite a bit since I last went over it a few months ago, so I'll show you what's new, what's old, and just do a revised go over of his battle belt. So without further ado, let's begin. The battle belt itself is a Vismix battle belt. These retail from anywhere from $20 to $40 on Amazon, depending on whether you get them in multicam or in a solid color like Coyote Brown or OD Green. They are like most other battle belts out there, follow the same concept. You've got a buckle on the front, molly webbing around the sides, overall 1.75 inches tall, and you've got hooked Velcro on the inside that connects to an inner belt. In this case, right now, there's no inner belt. It's a non-slip pad, they call it, that comes with the belt, and it just marries right in, and it allows you to use this sort of as a war belt concept. So you could throw it on over your shirt. You don't have to tuck your shirt down into your pants and marry this up to inner belt. You can just grab it and throw it straight on. So there's the pro of that. However, it's not going to be as sturdy as it would be if you had the inner belt threaded through your pants. So you gain stuff with a pad like this and you lose stuff. He most of the time uses that inner belt. However, right now he's just got this pad on there. And that pad does come with the belt itself. On the front, you've got your buckle. This isn't an official Cobra buckle. However, it acts the exact same. It seems pretty strong. I wouldn't use this for climbing or doing anything with a helicopter because it's definitely not load rated. However, for just holding both ends of the belt together, it definitely works, and it's smooth and easy to do. Now getting into the actual setup of the belt and not just the belt itself, we'll start here on his right side. He is a righty with a pistol and a lefty with a rifle, so that will explain some of the stuff on his belt here. On the very front, you've got a piece of Velcro one wrap retaining the loose end of the belt, and through this one wrap he has put a HK hook, which he took off a sling that wasn't being used, and it's really strong on there because that one wrap is married into the inner belt. So this hook isn't going anywhere, and it's a nice, easy way to retain his gloves when they're not being used. You can also throw chem light bundles, anything like that. You can just nicely clip it right in there, and it's a pretty strong buckle. Going a little bit further back, we've got this nylon buckle system here, which may look a little odd, but this is how he mounts his pistol to his battle belt. He uses a drop leg holster here. Not sure exactly who makes this. I can't find a tag on it, but it just buckles straight into the belt like this. It sits pretty high for a drop leg holster, so it isn't sitting all the way down at the bottom of his thigh. It sits pretty high up, similar to a low-ride Safariland, which, speaking of a Safariland, the reason why he runs this over a Safariland is because he's not always running a pistol. So if you're not always running a pistol, the holster is just unnecessary. Whereas something like this, which holds his pistol well and is designed to be a holster, but can also hold another magazine for when he's not using a pistol, he can plus up on rifle ammo. So what he loses in the speed and smoothness of a Safariland holster, he gains in the adaptability of being able to hold rifle ammo on his belt. More ammo, I should say. He's also got a Sharpie tucked into the molly webbing here. Sharpies are good for a bajillion different reasons, from writing on maps, taking notes, drawing, whatever it may be, or heaven forbid, writing a time down on a tourniquet if you have to use it. It's always nice to have a Sharpie. And you could really never have too many of them because they pretty much weigh nothing, and you can put them really anywhere on your kit. Right here, he's got a speed reload. As stated, he's righty with a pistol and lefty with a rifle. So when he's shooting rifle, his support hand is his right hand. So this is his speed mag right here. It's got a S-Tac insert, and the pouch body itself is a ATS single mag pouch. This was originally a bungee retained system. However, he took the shock cord off, threw an S-Tac insert in there, and now it works exact same as a normal S-Tac mag pouch would, but he didn't have to go out and buy a whole nother pouch. He just had to buy the inserts, which the inserts are like $7. They're really cheap, and they work really well. With that insert, he put a little piece of foam in the bottom and electrical taped it down, and that makes his rifle mag sit a little higher in the pouch, so it's easier to get a better grip on that magazine and have a little bit faster and smoother reload than it would be if the magazine was sitting all the way in the bottom. Next, right behind his rifle mag, he's got a AR-500 Armor pistol mag pouch, which he's got a multi-tool in. This is a Leatherman super tool, so you should always have a multi-tool on your kit. And this pouch, it's got a lot of elastic on the side, so it hugs that multi-tool and keeps it really snug in the pouch. So this is a great pouch for his multi-tool. And it's a nice, easily accessible spot, because you don't want your multi-tool to be all the way on the back and you're like trying to reach around and remember where it is. It's very easy right here, just behind your rifle mag. That's how I have mine. Behind that, he's got a dump pouch for his spent rifle mags or partial rifle mags, whatever it may be. Dump pouches are great for just throwing whatever items it may be in here. Could throw 1,000 different things in here, whether that be snacks, ammo, empty mags, bunch of stuff. This particular dump pouch is made by I Do Gear. It's got a lot of small pockets around the sides for organizing some of the stuff in here. And then you've got your large main pocket, which can close just to prevent stuff from falling out. It can also be folded up when you're not using it. However, he always keeps it open, just so when he does have to dump something into his dump pouch, he doesn't have to worry about opening it up. Just nice and always open on his belt. There's a little front pouch here, and inside here he's got a simple neck gaiter. Where we live, it's super cold, so this will help keep his face warm and also shield his face if he doesn't want people seeing his face. Now, here at his 6 o'clock, he's got a ATS rifle mag pouch. This is also a Kydex retained pouch. However, this is not his speed mag. This mag is to restock his speed reload if he uses this mag. And what I mean by that is, say he uses this magazine, when there's a quell in the fight, he can grab this and throw it right here, and now he's got a magazine back in his speed reload. So this is a great pouch for that. You could also use this as a speed reload. I used to use one of these for a speed reload pouch, but to each their own. It's molly webbing, so everybody's setup's going to be different. And on the little Velcro surface there, he's got a Punisher patch. Now, going on to his left side of the belt, we've got two pouches. We've got a double 40mm grenade pouch. This is kind of a general purpose system here, because not only can he throw 40mm in here, he can also throw flashbangs. You could cram 20mm or 20 round 5.56 mags in here. Flashlight. You could throw a bunch of different stuff in here. Or like right now, he's got nothing, and it pretty much sits flat and out of the way from everything else. This pouch is made by Emerson Gear. It's your simple 40mm grenade pouches. Not much else to say. Now, here on the far left of his belt, he's got a double pistol mag pouch for his pistol reloads. He's got this one on the front uncovered, so it's very fast and smooth when he has to reload his pistol. Doesn't have to worry about ripping the Velcro or undoing shock cord. His pistol mag is right there and ready to go. However, if he's going to be doing a lot of movements, or he's unlikely to be having to reload his pistol, he can just throw that Velcro flap over and that mag will go nowhere. However, even without the flap, this pouch has a band of elastic on the side, which helps prevent it from falling out. Now, in this flapped pouch here, he can throw another pistol mag in there. However, right now, he's just got a flashlight. I think you should always have some form of handheld light on your kit, simply so you're not having to shine your rifle light at everything. It's nice to have a handheld light. So whether you keep this on your belt or in a cargo pocket, I think you should always have one. Doesn't necessarily have to be this big, but this is a Maglite XL50. And if he does have to run another pistol mag, just say he's got two, he can bring this light back and throw it in this 40mm pouch. It's not going to be a very snug fit, but it'll work. And now he's got his pistol mags, and he's still got that weapon light, or handheld light, for when it's dark out, or you're just in a dark building, your standard situations where you need a flashlight. Finally, here at the front, we've got a loop here, which he can throw a carabiner on if he needs to run more stuff than just with this HK hook. Again, this belt is definitely not load rated, so do not trust this with a retention lanyard, but for throwing a carabiner on there, it worked pretty well. Final thing with this belt is the front. As you can see, there's no pouches on the front. And the reason why you do something like that is so when you shoot in the prone, which you should be practicing in the prone when you're training, is if you have a bunch of pouches up here, it's going to force you off the prone and it's going to lift you up off the ground. Whereas with nothing on here, slick like this, you're going to be pretty much flat on the prone. If you're wearing a plate carrier, that's going to add quite a bit of bulk too, but still, you probably shouldn't have a bunch of bulky stuff on the front of your belt. As shown here, he's got nothing. He can throw a tourniquet right here, just rubber banded on like I have on my belt for when he's running a tourniquet. And he also he's got an IFAK, which he can take this magazine pouch off and throw his IFAK on his 6 o'clock, just when he would rather have it on his belt than his plate carrier, because there's certain situations where it's better on your plate carrier, better on your belt. Just comes down to user preference, and sometimes you're only using your belt. In that situation, he'd have to throw his IFAK on here or in a fanny pack, which is growing very popular at the moment. But getting back on track, that about covers everything on his battle belt, his full setup. It's changed quite a bit since I last went over it a few months ago. And as always, here at the end, I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you've been thinking about setting up battle belts or getting a battle belt, I hope this kind of helped show you some stuff you could do with your belt, some pouches you could get, configurations you can do, and maybe even this belt. Don't, just because I said like the material's weak, don't stray away from buying this belt, right? It's $40, which is a quarter of a price of something like a Ronin belt. So this definitely has its place in the market, because not everybody can afford a $150, $200 battle belt. And this is definitely a really good belt for the $40 price tag, even cheaper if you don't get multicam. So just depending on your financial situation, or if you're just going to the range every other weekend just to plink around, there's really no need in buying a super expensive belt. You might as well just go with this and save your money for ammo or magazines or upgrading your rifle, stuff like that. So this belt definitely has its place in the market, and I hope this video kind of helped show some of the stuff this belt can do. And if you're not in the market for a belt or looking at setups for belts, hopefully this video is just entertaining and took your mind off things for a bit. And as always, I hope you all have a great rest of your day.